Alrighty, folks. Welcome in. We've got round 5 of Gold League between Uzzi and Dogao. And for Dogao, there should be no pressure here for him. He is confirmed to be playoffs. Now, I think he's going to want to maintain his second place position. Right now, he's got 8 wins. And Margugu also has 8 wins, who is playing after this. So he'll want as many wins as possible to confirm second place, as he will then play third place from another group, which means a slightly weaker opponent. Uzzi is unfortunately relegated in the 5th place position. It was a good result. It was his best result in Age of Empires to have made it to Gold League, but you know how that goes, right? You're going to struggle to stay up, and so Uzzi will go down. I think he's got 3 wins right now, and it is mathematically impossible for him to save himself here today. What he can do, of course, is show all the viewers here watching him for the first time how solid he is and get more experience, and then it's still $20 per win for Uzzi. And then, of course, making it to Gold League, chat can help me out and tell me what Liquipedia says on losing in 5th place. But I think with 6th place still being like $600, maybe it's like $650 or $700. I don't have it memorized, but still a decent amount of money for a player who doesn't have as many opportunities to get a cash like that in a tournament. So, yeah, $700. So $700 guaranteed plus the $20 per win here for Uzzi. But yeah, in theory, a no-pressure series for him because he's already out, but he'll know Dogao. I mean, Dogao is so good. I'd say Dogao's former top 10. I wouldn't put him in the top 10 these days. Honestly, at least with Titans League, I think he falls into the category of a player who, when he's in Platinum League, might get relegated, so maybe bottom 3 of each group. But if he's in Gold League, probably top 3. I think there's going to be, with the way the food chain works, we do have some younger players coming up, but I think that's where Dogao sits right now. It probably would be the favorite in his playoff set, just based on experience, but I do wonder if he'll be as prepared. Because there's a lot of players out there who are really well practiced and prepared. Guys, who does second place in this group play? Is that Kasva? I think if Dogao plays Kasva, I really favor him. Kasva's a good player, but Dogao, I feel, is just more solid overall. And if there is any strategic weaknesses for Dogao, I would imagine he could probably manage that in a best of 7. I think Stone Please becomes a problem. Stone Please is actually very dangerous in the playoffs. But I think third place of this group plays Kasva. And I think, third place could be Dogao, but could end up being Margugu. I think Stone Please is very dangerous to either player there. T90, in Platinum League, I didn't see a lot of Khmer like in Gold League. Can you explain? Yeah, different player preferences, and that'll even happen from group to group. So it's a little bit surprising, right? You've got the top 50 players in the world. You think that they would see the civilizations all the same, but that's not true at all. Players in Gold League will like Khmer a little bit more, I think. There's definitely 1 or 2 players who have a history of picking it. But, yeah, I think Khmer are maybe a little too predictable in how they play, which is why some of the very best players might not want it. But it also might just have come down to what bans have happened in any given series. Uzzi with the 2 militia here. But yeah, Uzzi's going to back it up with a 3rd militia. And then Dogao behind this is going for the 2. And Dogao actually sees the villagers. That's exactly what you want to see when you're going for the drush. But there's also the barracks from Uzzi, and Uzzi's going forward. But Uzzi's been risky here. He's pushed in that final deer. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know what his opponent is doing. And wow, that's surprising. Dogao's going to the left side. So Dogao gets Loom because I think he knows the militia are on the way. But he's headed this way, which wouldn't have been the destination I would have gone for. Maybe with 4 villagers out here, he didn't think he'd have enough to get the kill. Uzzi doesn't have Loom in, and Uzzi didn't scout this, guys. And now the militia get to the wood line, and oh, it's so good. Oh, it's perfect for Dogao. This is why you come to the wood line. And literally just pushing in that extra deer. From a map scripting standpoint, from a game balance standpoint, it's actually lovely to see it. I feel bad for Uzzi. But that extra, because he pushed the deer, he didn't have the scouting on what his opponent's opening was. And Dogao had the scouting, so he knew what Uzzi was going for. Also saw the militia there, was able to get the quick walls, and he does have Loom on the way. And Dogao just super clean. Super solid. Perfect defense so far. Still will have some work to do. But yeah, it's so confident from Dogao. Gets the palisade walls down. Is on the way to feudal age. And Uzzi will do the same, but already a rough start for the Mexican, who gets quick walled now as well. He gets quick walled and he loses the militia to the town center. Damn. What a start for Dogao. Again, my expectations is that Dogao wins this series 2-1 or 3-0. He's that good. He's that solid. They're both slower players. Like, none of these players are super quick and super nerdy compared to some of the others out there. I mean, I'm not calling either of them slow, but, like, you know, they're not like the crazy micro nerds that we tend to see rising up through the ranks sometimes with a lot of speed. They're just very strategic. They're almost like the same type of player, only Dogao's just been better historically. So Uzzi will be on gold now. Hope to adapt into some archers. Maybe his units end up escaping here. Dogao will be up a little bit faster. And Dogao has the potential for even more damage. And Uzzi aims to get the quick wall. And again, it's just another opportunity for Dogao. Literally just 1/2 second. And that villager gets walled. And the villager goes down. Like, it is so punishing at this level, guys. It's crazy. Yeah, Dogao. They're just going to quickly re-wall this. There's actually a hole back here, so the units could run through again. And Dogao will get his eco upgrades. And, oh my god, Uzzi had another villager exposed. He's having a real issue with these wood lines. But how much of this is Uzzi struggling, and how much of this is just Dogao being Dogao right now? Only mistake from Dogao is he didn't actually wall that. Militia and Scout will be desperate to get some revenge. Dogao pulls all the villagers to one side of the lumber camp. And that should be a snipe there for Uzzi. So he gets the villager snipe. Small positive here, too, is that he's Hindustani, so he has the cheaper vills. Which definitely is a good thing, and he snipes the Scout. Just adding 2 spearmen for now, and now adding the range. It's really hard to convey to viewers who don't play at this level or try this build just how much multitasking is involved with the little militia builds. It's not even about the kills. It's about your eco setup. That militia rush could completely throw you off. I think the one thing that Uzzi's been doing this whole time, which I kind of forgot about, is taking the food. So that's nice. That's more efficient than anything Dogao's been doing. But Dogao will have 2 more vills. And so with the 2 additional villagers, I'm sure he'll take that. I like the 2 spearmen addition. Because you didn't really have anything else to do with this. So I think that's fine. And Uzzi comes back in. Villager's weak enough where maybe it could go down. But yeah, Dogao's still positioning everything to the one side of the lumber camp. Uzzi making him work a little bit, though. In the end, Dogao should be fine. But Uzzi's desperate now. And if he can get the blocking here, that could be another villain. No! Oh, he dies. She's on 1 HP. Yikes. I still want someone to create a mod where it's called, like, the realistic villager mod. And the efficiency rate of your economy is based on their HP. So, like, this villager would still be alive, but 1 HP wouldn't be working as efficiently as 40 HP, right? So she's working at like 2% efficiency. If someone could create that, that would be so fun. This is coming from someone who very frequently gets into this position where he almost kills a villager. We would have to ban poles because pole villagers regenerate. But imagine how interesting that would be. Then weakening villagers would have such a big effect. And then, like, we'd see monks a bit more, too. Yeah, you could apply it to military as well. It's like, what if for military it was movement speed? So your unit is weak, so it moves slower. I don't know if that's possible to make, but that'd be really fun for content. Like, if I was 1 HP, I wouldn't work efficiently. Maybe make the pathing worse, too, because they can't walk properly. And, oh, God. Okay, Uzzi saves those vills. Dogao's found him now. Can Uzzi get another quick wall here? I think he should be fine. Well played. I think for Uzzi, it's high risk, high reward situation. He will actually click up to Castle Age at a good time, and he's going back to stone. Okay, so he thinks Dogao will go full skirm, which would be correct. He has his own range units here to chase Dogao away. Golems are a good option here, but I think you need to commit a lot more to stone than 5. Dogao's nowhere near clicking up to Castle Age, but he's got 16 farms with good eco upgrades. I'm sure he's super happy to just make range units because Koreans have the superior and cheaper range units. But, I mean, Golems can change games if the opponent's playing range units. So, I like the decision from Uzzi. He's got a lot more on stone right now. True, people might just delete their villagers if it's 1 HP. but it's like putting them out of their misery, right? Like, which is something that's maybe been done before. I don't know. I think it's funny. I imagine that's really difficult mod to make. I think Dogao's thinking that Uzzi's completely out of his element right now. He doesn't see any blacksmith upgrades on the skirms. He's probably like, what is he doing? Why does he not have any upgrades? And based on how many villagers he kills, he probably thinks he's way ahead, but I don't think he's expecting the castle here. Your iFall, thanks for the 49 months at the start of the game. Just found a moment to say thank you for that. I think Uzzi should just probably... It doesn't really matter what you do, but I guess you should probably just try and keep these skirms alive for later. Don't want to toss away military units. Dogao is already dropping a second barrack, so his plan probably to go for fire lancers with the wood discount. Uzzi's behind in Vills, gets to Castle Age, is not under immediate pressure. So we'll go for the second town center to recover the Vill losses. Castle should go up soon, though, before Dogao gets range units. This is a bit risky here to go for the TC first. If you can get away with it, you obviously benefit, but I think you can make an argument that the castle should have come up a little bit earlier here. Now he goes for the castle over there. I actually like that castle because it protects the golds, and eventually Dogao could come over this way. So it's very good forward thinking there. And Dogao will buy some stone back after selling it before. He'll move over this direction and drop a very nice second town center, and then he drops the third one over here. So same logic, protects the stone and protects the wood line. I think Dogao's confused. He's like, what is he doing? Still doesn't have any upgrades on the skirms. I wonder if he reads this. He saw the back stone. He had very good scouting. And he didn't get any ranged upgrades either. Yeah, now he sees the castle. Does anyone know how Fire Lancers do against Golems? Cost-wise, I think they should do really good because they're really cheap. I think they should be pretty solid against them. If they didn't have the discount, I'd question it a little bit more, but your opponent has to go for a castle, and your units are only spammed out of the barracks. Lancers will eat. I mean, if it's 50-50 for Dogao, it's better for Dogao, I would say. So 50-50 is even acceptable. If it's anything more than that, this could be not worth the risk for Uzzi. Maybe he knows, though. Maybe he thinks Golems are not good here, and so he doesn't make many. T90, why are ladder ranks not showing up on all the games for the players like they usually do? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's really inconsistent. So I don't really have an answer for you. It's not because these are covered as recorded games either. Sometimes it works for Rex and other times it doesn't. It's more of a capture age issue. I don't really know. But I would say that Dogao's probably like 2,500, 2,600. Uzzi's typically around 23 to 2,500 depending on what shape he's in. But because of TTL, the ladder has not been very active either. Players have not really been playing ranked nearly as much. They've been doing lots of practice sets. But yeah, I think for Dogao, it's just so nice. Like, his eco is so smooth. And now he's got a unit that doesn't cost any food to spam. And he's actually taking down the blacksmith, which is a big deal here. Uzzi wants to wait for upgrades. So here come the Golems. The Golems don't have any melee armor, and the Lancers do, and the Lancers also have the ranged attack as well. I feel like Lancers should wreck them. I mean, Dogao has 2 upgrades. But yeah, he just completely wrecks them. This is not even close. So, yeah, Uzzi thought that Dogao would just mindlessly stay on range units, but nope. Dogao switched to Fire Lancers perfectly. We'll take down the Blacksmith, so it's even harder for Uzzi to get any value. And Uzzi's left wondering, what on earth do I make now? Going for a unique unit, just for that unique unit to die to a couple units from the barracks, is always pretty painful. I don't know if there's any bonus damage at play here for the Ghoulems. Just double check here. I guess against shock infantry, they get extra bonus damage, but I don't think Fire Lancers are treated as shock infantry. I mean, Dogao is not shocked. Whether or not his units are shock infantry. I don't know. Oh, they are shock infantry? Is there a way? Does it show that classification in Capture Age? I guess maybe this is the shock. Well, that bonus damage isn't enough to make up for the stats, and I think the cost as well is the issue. Yeah, it shows it on the, maybe on the armor. Well, Dogao's just grinding down buildings here, no problem. He's got enough for a castle. He's got monks out to maybe get relics. Forward castle could be a good play, but it's not really necessary, I think, if you're Dogao. You're controlling the game. Dogao's not a really... He's not a forward castle type of guy. Typically would take it slow, build the castle up at home to defend the front, and just be happy with the success he's having here. I want to see this fight on even numbers, and I want to see the fight on even upgrades, because now there's at least 1 armor upgrade for Uzzi, and Forging's about to be in. Alright, so that wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad start anyways. Okay, the Ghoulems looked better there. So maybe the initial fight was just due to the lack of upgrades. And yeah, maybe Uzzi's got more potential than I thought. Dropping the 4th town center, again, still has really cheap vills. This is why you never go for the forward castle in that position, right? Your opponent's going to push you back. Having the defensive castle here allows you to secure more of the map. And now Dogao is getting even handcart, which he didn't have before. And he'll have armor and more attack on the Fire Lancers, so he'll still be 2 upgrades up. And melee attack is insane, dude. That's insane. Getting a melee attack... getting a ranged attack for a melee unit for free with no additional upgrades. And you don't need to upgrade anything to get to Fire Lancer. It's so unlike what AoE 2 units are balanced like. This Fire Lancer. I really wish it was a little bit more strategic, right? It's like, okay, Fire Lancer's good, but we have to upgrade the Fire Lancer upgrade. You know, we get the Fire Lancer upgrade, then we make the unit. Or it's like, okay, you want the ranged attack? Maybe let's plan around going to the university and upgrading that thing to unlock that. It's all caked in, which makes it really, really strong, especially with Koreans because the units are cheap. This is nerfed as well, by the way. They nerfed this unit. I think triple nerf. But clearly, Dogao's got more than enough here. Nice conversion on the outside. Still paying close attention. Now we have a defensive castle from Uzzi. And Uzzi's losing villagers. Uzzi's castle might complete because he has the town center here, but he still can't kill these Lancers very quickly. He never researched fletching this game, right? So the town center does very little. I think Dogao is almost destined to get second place in this group. He's played super solid this game. And I think he'll deny the castle. He's building more towers to deny the map. That tower should also complete. He's just so solid, guys. Outposts around the map for vision, so he knows what's up. And tower will complete. So that just means no more gold for Uzzi. No more stone here. It's first game. Uzzi's a fighter. Uzzi never resigns early. So he'll probably keep it up. But I think once he sees Imp, he'll probably choose to tap out here. T90 stat guy here. 13 of the 24 players in gold have been in platinum before. 3 of the 4 debutants are in the group stages. Wait, I'm sorry, what? Okay, let me reread that. 13 of the 24 players in gold have been in platinum before. 3 of the 24 players... So, like, 3 of the people who are new, you're saying, to golds? The fact that you're talking from platinum to gold and then saying debutants makes me confused. What I want to hear a stat on is how many players are in playoffs that have never been in gold before. That would be fun as well to hear. I know what the word means. It was 2 different stats, and I thought the stats were tied together, chat. But apparently they were separate. So I needed to clarify that. Uzzi, my friend, I know you're in pain right now. Okay? But I was like, there's a way that the pain can stop, and the pain can stop if you call the GG. Yeah, Dogao just played super solid. But guys, as someone who's been the underdog before, as someone who has a lot of experience getting swept by really good players, let me just tell you, it's perfectly understandable what Uzzi tried to do there, but he got punished. So, like, normally what you do is if you want to push in some hunts, you push in, you either push them in right away, which is what I think Dogao did, because Dogao gets both of them, right? Or you just push in 1. And considering he's going to go to the outside food, just pushing in 1 is still more than fine. What he tries to do is he tries to go for this build, but notice where Dogao's scout is. Dogao's already got the scout to find the targets and to find the opening, to know what he's up against. And Uzzi's still here pushing in the deer. So this push is anti-timing on your attack. But the best of both worlds is you get away with this, you push in that deer, and you end up finding Dogao. But you're taking risks, right? And so he's taking this risk. He has no scouting. He's scouting late. He's running into the darkness. And then Dogao pops into the wood line and slices up his vills at just, like, the perfect time. So, like, same builds, but Dogao calculates it to perfection, and then Uzzi is hoping to get damage. And then it gets even worse because Dogao knows this is coming because he scouted this, and then Dogao gets the quick wall damage and, you know, to prevent from taking any damage. It's just the start from Dogao was just so high class. It was so good. Yeah, I hope we get a crazy game. We've got Vietnamese for Dogao, we've got Turks for Uzzi, and we've got Zimbabwe. So it's actually been a minute since we've had this. We haven't had a lot of games on this map over the last couple days. But this is the map that long-term is dominated by all the stone and gold in the north. But in the near term, in the short term, it's all about the hunt in the south. Some players have decided to take the risks. What do you think the underdog's going to do here, chat? You got to take the risk, right? 20 bucks on the line. You're already relegated. He's probably going to go out for this. But Dogao knows about that, and Dogao has brought a scout here already. And if Uzzi chooses to take this, Dogao could block. Now, I think if you get it far enough, you can easily house trick this, and you should be fine. No player in gold should ever lose this villager. Yep, you house trick it. Ah, that's the frustrating thing, though. The rhino goes back. But you can't house trick on the little river terrain, so you have to get it beyond that. Yeah, Dogao will try again. Keep in mind, Dogao's scout is weaker. And Dogao will maybe stand in the gate here. It's good work from Dogao. This gets a little awkward for Uzzi, but he house tricks again. Well played. And he needs to save the villager now, and he could still get the rhino. No, he misclicked it. No, he misclicked it. Oh, Dogao's shenanigans are paying off. Well, in the end, he can actually block Dogao now because he has the stronger scout, and he doesn't lose the villager. No, my God. He does lose the vill. And Dogao doesn't know that, but if he did know that, he'd be laughing right now. Dogao thinks that Uzzi just outplayed him, but no. Wait, he's Vietnamese. Wait. He's Vietnamese, so he can see the opponent's town center. And if you look there, you can actually see the body. Look. Body. Oh my God. So, and I would double check that too if I were Dogao. Oh my God. Dude, that's crazy. Well played from Dogao. That's why you send the scout forward. But now Uzzi's even more mad, so Uzzi has to leave his scout here to stop Dogao from doing this. And Uzzi's going to get loom for this and should be able to bring in this rhino. But I like the patient approach personally. I like what Dogao's done. Don't take the risk too early. Let your opponent take the risk. Here comes Uzzi. Oh, how many is Uzzi going for? Oh, we're about to get crazy here, guys. We're about to get crazy. Okay, so there's the rhino, and then there's 2 elephants. There are more elephants if you look. Oh my god, dude, don't get too greedy. Don't get too greedy here, Uzzi. Oh, okay. Well, here he goes. From Dogao's perspective, Dogao doesn't have any of this scouted. Man, the elephants will not follow. They're trolling him. I hate it when that happens. Sometimes animals don't immediately react. What? The stupid baobab tree is too fat. Okay, there he goes. He gets 1. He's on the way. Now you have your scout here, so you can help. He's really mistiming this. Oh, God. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, we got 2. Now, Dogao's scout is pretty far away. Uzzi's having a terrible time. You can block with your own scout here, Uzzi. And they might as well get the rhino while you're at it. There we go. All right. Block the first elephant. Now the gate things get kind of awkward because if the gate closes, then the units can't follow through. But as long as the elephants hold it open, yeah, there we go. Just please do not lose another Vil. Please do not lose one more Vil. Oh my god, that was so close. And oh my god. Okay, and then the rhino's trapped. Worth it. Worth it. Here comes Dogao. It's Dogao's turn. No loom for Dogao. Players should know there's always crocodiles on this very edge of this river. And now Dogao is hoping for there to be an extra elephant down here, but Uzzi actually stole it. So it's not exactly what Dogao's looking for. No one wants to make this trip for just 1 elephant, and if he makes the trip and Uzzi sees it moving, that villager will die. That villager should die as long as Uzzi's paying attention. Is Uzzi looking? Uzzi? Oh, he sees it. And no loom means the scout can just attack the villager outright. You don't even need to block. But yeah, okay, so now you house trick, but now no loom. And all right, Uzzi doesn't attack. Dogao gets the quick walls. Dogao's scout will loop all the way over. Another Vil from Uzzi? Bro. Again, but he's the underdog, right? He's already relegated. He's going to do some crazy stuff. Dogao has managed his eco much better. Reminder that you have 2 boars inside your base, so you don't really need that much food. Here comes Dogao. Dogao wants the elephant, but now the elephant's leaving. And he's like, dude stole my elephant. Like, new movie here. Okay, all right, elephant's going. He's not happy about it. He wants to do what he can to stop it. Now there's 2 elephants. Oh, God. Oh, God. Villager's very weak. Okay, house trick from Uzzi. So he doesn't lose the villager to the elephants. But now his villager's too weak to stay here. Scouts are still fighting. Economies still need to be managed. And Dogao will just build the house there for now. But they do have economies to manage. And I think Uzzi has struggled a little bit with the multitasking here. But he is on the way to feudal age. So is Dogao. Killing Dogao's scout would be so nice, but he just didn't notice that. Maybe he does now. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you guys think about this map? It's been so much more fun than I expected. Like, even if we don't see the elephant shenanigans at the start, which some players do, some players don't do, the rest of the map is really cool with the stone and gold. It's been a really nice replacement for Arena. I'd give it a 10 personally. But I'm the guy who, you know, like, I approve the maps. I pick the maps, so there's not going to be many maps I'm not going to give a 10, to be honest. But it's been fun. I was really concerned about Coast Arena. I wasn't sure how that would go, and that's been really good. Okay, Uzzi comes back again. It's just not worth it, though, guys. Here's the thing. It's just not worth it. Like, this villager... Here, let me look at the history of her life. She's been moving 20% of her life, and on food, 79% of her life. But the ratios of collecting resources is just going down. By the way, imagine if you could do this for your own life. You could select the little pie chart option. I wonder what percentage I've been moving. It's probably a depressingly low number. But, oh God, okay, here we go. Tell me what your ratios would be between moving, food, sleeping. Maybe that's not something we want to think about, but there she goes. And she could have been collecting resources. Villagers collect like 20, 30 resources per minute. But I guess you are gaining 800 food. And you might need that food, because if you use that food, then you can maybe get to the Imperial Age fast here with the Turks. But all right, she'll make it. Well played there from Uzzi. And Uzzi will use the TC to kill this off. No villagers will die, I'm sure of it. And well played. Beautifully done. That's what makes AoE special, though. It's like, there's pros and cons to a lot of different decisions. Technically, I think there's a con, but wood can be spent on other things now. I'm just a big villager efficiency guy. But then Dogao is to seed farms way earlier. Luckily for Dogao, his Civ has cheaper eco upgrades, so he doesn't need to spend the wood on the eco upgrades. And Dogao also has been using the Zebra, been pushing in the Zebra in the back, which is another detail both players should have. The Zebra are actually here for Uzzi. And, oh, there's a hole. Just passing, but if Uzzi noticed that, oh, hello. Hello, Dogao. Dogao's like, crap. He found me. He really does not want to lose that scout. Run, run, run. Close the gate. Bam. Well played. Saves the scout. Drops the town center on the outside. Another town center here. Honestly, looking at Uzzi's setup, it feels like a fast imp. Maybe 2 town center boom into fast Imperial Age is the plan. Because Turks' free chemistry is one of the biggest reasons they're strong on these maps. Yeah, 2nd town center. But the food count was looking pretty good. The problem is if you just go 2 TCs, then you just fall behind in vills. You're almost always committed to 3. Dogao's scout, which is still super weak, is still getting so much value and sees the villagers are coming. That could easily be for a castle drop. We've seen that on this map. Fun detail. Scouts are at 1.55 speed. Light cav is at 1.50 speed, which means that the free light cav upgrade for Uzzi means he gets slower and he can never kill this. And Dogao will know that. So Dogao is moving with full understanding. He is 0.05 faster. And that's enough. And he sees the town center now. So that confirms a lot in Dogao's mind. Now he knows he probably needs some pressure here. What I wouldn't mind here, not right now because you need eco, but I would like to see Fire Lance or Siege. He did lose the scout. Looks like the town center got garrisoned and killed it. But yeah, Fire Lance or Siege. Go for a couple Fire Lancers with a Siege Workshop to pressure the town center. 3 TCs for Uzzi, who will drop the monastery to get the relics. These are just random houses down here. Don't ask me to look down here. I'll probably do it 10 times this cast. Freaking Nikov told me. I messaged him after a series, a 1-3-0, and then he goes, yeah, I didn't even have time to put random palisades on the map, so viewers keep asking you to look in the corner. He's such a troll. But no, it's really annoying, right? Because you either have A, I look there, and it's like, oh, it's a unit, and then it's a random house. Or B, I stop looking there because I know it's a random house, but then you have a viewer who just showed up 2 minutes ago like, oh, T90's blind. Look in the corner. There's something in the corner. And then I look at it, and I'm like, guys, it's just a house. And then I have to do that 10 more times. Really annoying. Ooh, okay, Dogao. Quick walls. Oh, boo. He tried, though. That would have been nice to trap that, because right now there's no way for Uzzi to get vision otherwise. So, not bad. And yeah, monks are going to be around. Now, the relics are positioned in the corners. And the relics are positioned on like this, the middle-ish side. So I guess over here, the hill. Over here would be the zoo area. Or the swamp area. I don't know what you call it. But Dogao's still paranoid he's going to get castle dropped, while simultaneously maybe wanting a castle drop himself. But outposting out here with no vision is kind of risky when there's going to be monks. But he doesn't know that, because he never saw the monastery. And now he needs to run away. Uzzi's played very well. He's behind in Vils, but so often on this map, having the stone and gold is critical. There's the barracks from Dogao. I think this will be a couple Fire Lancers to protect a castle position, if I had to guess. Oh, first time chatter here on Twitch. Nice. Hey, T90, new viewer here. What is that thing in the bottom right corner that Dogao is doing? See? Even the new people do it. And I made the mistake to bring it up because, you know, now chat's just going to troll me even more. You guys are so funny. So funny. So unique. Uzzi has done all the right things here. The outpost is awesome. You see the archer range now, so you know there could maybe be cav archers or something. Doesn't actually see the fire lancers. Dogao is actually bringing units to the south now. I don't know why he's prioritizing this position. Maybe feels like he can't take this area. There is stone here, but he clearly, without the scout, doesn't really know where the gold is. There is always a little bit. So there is the 2 tiles of gold, but he can't see it. Izari, I deserve this, but also how dare you? He says, but if you don't look, there will be 20 Genoese crossbowmen there. That is completely unfair, okay? It was a chaotic moment. It was a unique game. Here come the Fire Lancers from Dogao. I'm wondering what the play is going to be for Imperial Age for Dogao. He seems a little confused. Like, he clearly wants to go for this position with Fire Lancers to take the map, but his opponent sees it every step of the way. So, Dogao's Fire Lancer investment doesn't do a lot. He now knows there's a castle and there's a siege workshop. And really, the main thing for Uzzi now is get to Imp. You're getting all the relics. We'll actually have 5 relics. Probably won't end up getting the 6th. If you hold an early Imperial Age, you win this game now. It all comes down to getting to Imperial Age. I'd like to see Uzzi buy food and then sell off the rest of that. Yep, there you go. Buy the food, sell off the rest of the wood, and then just idle for Imp. You should recognize you hold, you win, but it's also relatively tricky because Vietnamese have very good trash units, which can be strong against the Turks. In theory, Dogao could play Imp Skirm and Halb with Siege and still have enough gold to last. But can't last forever here. He's got 2,100 gold remaining in his base. Still doesn't see this gold down here, which is really unfortunate. That's such a big deal. 1,600 gold. Feels like winning the lottery. Somarak, thank you for the prime. Thank you, Man King, for the prime. What's up, D-Bent? D-Bent almost at 4 years. Sheesh. Yeah, that should be relic number 4. Relic number 5 is somewhere for Uzzi. A concern for Uzzi, this is a really easy trap to fall into. He actually is too much on stone. I see this a lot where players will have the gold secured, but they're not actually actively mining the gold there. I'd like to see at least 15 on gold here. That's something you can fix pretty easily. The T90 is elite. Janissary still not worth it. I think it's a good unit. The thing is so often Turks get the lead in the early game. An Imp. So, like, the base stats of the unit are so good that... And you need to pressure with bomber cannons typically to get the lead. That, like, you never really wait around with Turks for it. So it is an upgrade, but you're not going to see it as much. It's kind of like Conquistadors. Anytime the standard unique unit has really high attack, you're not going to see the upgrade as much, especially if the unit costs food. But no, it is worth it. Like, the additional range, as chat points out, is really nice. Because if it was just the attack, you'd be like, well, whatever. Like, what's a little bit of extra attack when the base attack stats are really good? I don't like this from Uzzi. I think 1 or 2 more outposts could have changed the game, but he does see Dogao's siege workshops. And we'll instantly start with the bombard cannon. The Hussar's been running around to find the Dogao's down here. Dogao still was never able to find this other 2 tiles of gold. So clock is ticking for him. But he has Imperial Age skirms. But yeah, Imp skirms can't push your castle. So I think Uzzi just needs to play bombard cannons and you camp up. Eco's still pretty weak. Eventually you want to play Hussar here. But Dogao's food and wood eco is so smooth, guys. Like, he's so solid. It's crazy. I think strategically, Uzzi's had the better game. Just like getting the relics and getting the position. But Dogao will be able to max out with this. He finds more gold on the sides here, just sneaking over. He's got beautiful eco upgrades. And he picks Vietnamese because Vietnamese don't need the gold. Wow, there's artillery now for Uzzi. That's another thing, too. Is artillery cost is 600 food and 650 gold. So that's another reason why you're not going to get elite janissary. But, I mean, artillery is an absolute must. So it's a good call. And, oh! Okay, well, he missed. But that's what he has the potential to do. I think Dogao will basically be hoping to push with inferior siege. You can maybe sacrifice your skirms underneath castles at a certain point. But that's a long distance to run in towards these cannons that now have 14 range. Yeah, so good luck engaging there for your Dogao. What Dogao might need is a distraction. Like a little side attack or something. That way Uzzi has to micro in different areas. But guys, Uzzi... I guess it would be tough for him to get over there, but allowing Dogao onto some of these golds is such a big deal. But still, you just gotta wait a little bit longer now until Dogao runs out. And his own eco is still cooking up. There should be no easy way for Dogao to get close to range now. Dogao did get siege engineers, so he's got 13 range. But again, skirms, like... Sorry to any skirms watching, but nobody cares if a couple skirms die. Skirms are trash units. You can throw them away. There's no gold cost attached to that. Bombard cannons, on the other hand, bombard cannons, they're valuable. I was not calling you trash, guys. All right? That's not what I meant. But yeah, Uzzi's food eco is improving. Another castle in the back is always good. He's run out of some of the gold income in his base, so needs to shift some villagers around. Really tough to do that, obviously, when you're microing like all the time. This is interesting. Dogao is in his own base, trebbing the gate from Uzzi. That's kind of weird. That's cool, though. I like it. Because it's not like Uzzi can run into his base to take the trebs. I think Dogao is leaving his skirms to die because he doesn't want to let the Hussars in. And the bombard cannon's still holding, still microing for Uzzi. That's a nice find. And also, he already has a castle there, so if he gets raided there, it's no big deal. So many bombard cannons. Uzzi accidentally kills his own Hussars. He doesn't know his own strength yet. Whoo! Who here has played bombard cannon dodgeball before? It's a classic scenario. Basically, you have one bombard cannon, the other people have one bombard cannon, and you have rounds, and you... and you just have to keep your cannons alive, but... Now, there you actually play Mongols, so the siege is faster. Which is a bit weird, because Mongols don't actually get bombard cannon, but highly suggested. The OG was actually longbowman micro, but with the bombard cannons, it's the best. Big armies here, but the siege isn't there for Dogao anymore. He's lost his bombard cannons. Dogao knows that scenario. Now, can Dogao actually break this? Can he push? Because he's running out of golds here. Castle's still standing for Uzzi. Uzzi's bombard cannons could be focused down by the CA, though. And Uzzi's still lacking some upgrades. His janissaries are off to the side. I think you can tell with Uzzi, right? Very solid player. Not quite at that level of perfection that we get used to for some of the highest level players with the micro. But the strategy's been solid here to get himself an extra 20 bucks. I do think getting elite now would make a lot of sense so he can outrange the cav archers. But he's holding. And now that Hussars are here, he can go range the gold maybe. He did lose most of his cannons there. The one is super weak. The one's on 1 HP. You can see how good Vietnamese cav archers are. But pretty soon, Dogao should be out of all golds. And if he's out of all golds, he can't make the CA anymore. Repairs are there from Uzzi. Nice attack round. Dogao runs up the hill. I think that these are all still good engagements for Uzzi. I'm worried about his vills, though, guys. Like, his vill count is so low compared to Dogao. Dogao... I guess, actually, did Dogao just delete vills? I could have sworn he had 140. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I misjudged it. But it's fine. As long as you're not losing your own castle, it's fine. But he needs attack upgrades on Hussars. He just never really has had the food. He's trying to add the farms now. But also, he has to consistently micro here. I'd repair this castle with as many villagers as you can get. And then wait for your chance to use the bombard cannons against the Trebs. Dogao's got the skirmishers on the front lines, taking down the Janissaries. You've got the cav archers on the back line. Dogao should know the bombard cannons will make their move, so he's making his move towards the bombard cannons. Loses one Treb. The bombard cannons are getting attacked. They just get clicked onto the Trebs. I don't mind that. That's fine. You gotta save your castle. Oh, castle goes down. But you can just rebuild it. You still take the Trebs. Dogao loses most of his cav archers there. There's no attacks over here. Those are just random units. And he just rebuilds it. And that's before we see elite on the unique unit. And before we have any attack upgrades on the Hussars. This can only get better for Uzzi. And Dogao is now out of gold. Man, if only there was a civilization bonus that where your lumberjacks gave you gold income. That would be cool. Oh, wait. He's literally playing that civ. My bad. I mean, Dogao probably should have researched that, but just maybe forgot. I think pros consistently don't research that when they're on a timer. But imagine if that gave you just enough gold to push up that hill. It'd be different if you were spending gold for this tech, but the fact that it's just food and wood means you should always research it, in my opinion. I think Uzzi's going to get the win. I'll tell you what Uzzi does to win this game. You ready? Just raid down here. You know there's eco down there. Just go raid, dude. Hussars there. Like, I don't know about sending the Hussars here. That feels kind of out of place, but just attack anywhere else and Dogao's wide open. There's the technology we were talking about for Dogao. Yeah, the Hussars will look around. Feels like he's missing husbandry still. The Hussars are moving really slow. But there he can get some damage. Dogao will run around the back. Uzzi still doesn't have, like, fletching or ballistics for the castles. There's so many upgrades he can get. The castles aren't really protecting him much. So both players are going to lose vills. Oh, man, I can tell the lack of experience and the panic from Uzzi. Castle in the back of his base to defend. Fire Lancers are in here. And now Dogao's maybe got a chance to push the middle again, but Uzzi's definitely looking like he wants to push him. I wouldn't push at all, man. I just camp. Camp until you're 200 pop, and then you start to push. I'm worried for Uzzi. I feel like he can't deal with these cav archers. I feel like those fire lancers are going to create some chaos. I'm worried he's going to overextend with his bombard cannons. Lose the bombard cannons, and then Dogao will have enough to push. Then again, Dogao has no siege. And Uzzi should be getting those techs. Like, the techs are just a matter of time. And now he's getting elite Janissary. Okay. He's 45 on food. Dogao does not. Yeah, Hussars are coming down here, which Dogao will see with the Halbs. Dogao might eventually find the relic as well. Very unlucky to still not see that or this gold. But cav archers are still finding damage. Very rare that someone has this many castles on the hill. Are cav archers able to find their spots? But Dogao able to do it. A little worried for Uzzi right now that he's letting this one slip. He does not really have the answers to the Vietnamese CA. They're very strong. Oh, man, that's quite the choke point there behind that cliff. And now Dogao is able to, run through. Okay, snipes the cannons. Not bad. And he gets away. Worker efficiency last minute for Uzzi is 49%. The wood line's probably a mess from before. Halbs could run through again. He's forgotten that. Dogao, though, still running into a castle. And now it's Elite Janissaries that have their crazy hats. But more importantly, 20 to attack and now 8 range. So they outrange the CA and the skirms. Halbraids, when your opponent's playing Hussar, is actually a great play. Because their fast unit that's going to come over and deal with this is... I mean, it gets countered. Finally, fletching comes in for Uzzi. And now Dogao comes... Now Dogao's coming over again! Come on, Uzzi. You can do this. Clearly is struggling to compete against a gold caliber player who could potentially be platinum. We know he'll be silver next season. Can he stabilize his eco, though? Dogao needs to keep the same process going. And Uzzi, I actually don't hate that castle, because if you don't place the castle there, you're sending your army back, and then Dogao could push you, and Dogao will try again. Uzzi's got the cannons, and the Elite Janissary should shred this. The castle's stronger as well. I don't know if there's enough army from Dogao to break this. The Bombard cannons can snipe from so far. One Treb down. The next Treb should go down, and then he can just back up again. Right to the castle. Perfect. Oh, God. He's still losing so many vills, but Dogao's army will probably go down, and Dogao's still without gold. How long do we go until Uzzi's out of gold? Looks like we go quite a while. He still has gold around. He just the composition is more than fine, but he just needs to have a stable eco, which he hasn't had in a very long time. Farm count needs to rise, and then he's good. Maybe a few more castles and a few more upgrades for those castles. Yeah, and Dogao maybe has one more chance. I mean, he's Vietnamese. He gets wood from chopping the trees, so technically he's got a lot more chances because there's a lot more trees. But if you're not actively fighting here, then you can lose your castle. Then you can lose the heart of your eco as well. And Uzzi will start to raid a little bit. And Dogao will bring all of his CA back. It looks like he's thinking about it anyways. That raids will happen in the corner. But the Cav Archers come through. I think that's worth the trade, though. Like, in these circumstances, the CA cannot deal anymore. And Dogao's just sent all of his halbs back to chase a couple Hussars, which is really annoying. And Dogao is another Treb, which, ooh, kind of almost gets sniped there. 50 on food for Uzzi now. It was like 25 before. 135 vills. It was about 110 before. Blacksmith upgrades are still super late. Needs more gold, of course, which he'll get. And he even has some monks in there to heal up, which is always a nice touch. I think Uzzi will win this game, guys. And what we want is we want some drama in the group. Uzzi winning these next 2 games makes the Margugu Kingston step very interesting. Dogao's confirmed for playoffs, but we don't know which position. A sweep here would confirm him into 2nd place. But if he were to lose 2-1 or even win 2-1, no confirmation he's 2nd place. Yeah, and now we have Uzzi getting Bodkin as well. He's getting all the techs that he didn't have before. Able to snipe another Trebuchet because Turk Bomber Cannons are just insane. And he's just being super patient. Finally, his mind is able to settle a little bit. It's good patience. He's not being overly patient either. It's still kind of dangerous against this much trash. Turks can really struggle against halbs and skirms. So the Hussars dancing on the front is probably the best play. And then the Bombard Cannons need to focus on the Cav Archers or any Trebs that are out there. And look how fast Dogao lost his halbs there. But also look how fast Uzzi lost his Hussars. I think Uzzi has the right idea. Definitely needs to raid, though. So Dogao can't just fight in the choke point. Unless, of course, fighting in the choke point is so strong it's completely fine. Guys. Oh, no, it's this monk that's healing. Okay, there were monks there from Uzzi at one point. And Dogao loses 3 Trebs! His Trebs stacked and he loses 3 of them. Yikes! Oh, my God. Well, if Dogao's going to win this game, it'll be in another 20 minutes then, because it takes a long time with only 1 relic now to build up to 3 more trebuchets. But it kind of feels like Dogao can continue just tossing away skirms and halbs for a while. Maybe not, though. His units are still dying pretty quickly. If he loses this castle, that's really bad for him. Still think he's super exposed over here, but it's awkward for Uzzi to get over there. I think if he sends any of his pop anywhere else, he could have big issues. I just want to see Bracer and Ballistics. I love the Hoardings upgrade for the castles. I think Bracer and Ballistics, and then suddenly these castles become so much stronger. But yeah, maybe Uzzi runs out of gold at some point. But even if that happens, he ends up having the 5 relics. But if Turks are only relying on 5 relics, that might not even be enough gold. Okay, Ballistics now, finally for Uzzi. And Dogao's pushed him back a little bit. The Hussars will go for the raid on the left side, where he knew there was a wood line. Dogao has 2 cannons here, and will actually snipe a cannon. Okay, not bad. I like the idea from Dogao to try and raid the sides. Maybe he needs to raid the middle instead of the sides because he knows there's a castle back there. That might be the play. Use your castles, or sorry, use your trebs to push here and then get into the heart of Uzzi's eco, and then Uzzi will panic. Bombard tower for Uzzi. I like that. There go the Hussars looking for kills. Dogao quick-walled the wood line. Just waiting for Bracer to come in. Castle already has 15 kills. With Bracer, it would have so much more. And, ooh! Man, there's so many cannons. Hussars are fully upgraded now. Janissaries are fully upgraded now. 2k gold in the bank for Uzzi. And Dogao, another bombard cannon down. He's on 1 cannon. But he keeps fighting. But Uzzi's about to push to kill him now. Uzzi will drop the bombard towers. And if there's Turk bombard towers there with everything that's already been a problem, oh god. Okay, bad day to be a Hussar, I guess. Still a big issue for Dogao. Dogao will still need defensive castles. And the bombard towers will still have a lot of range, even though they won't be fully ranged because of the lack of Bracer. Yeah, Dogao will run in here, and he will just lose everything. Every unit here dies. It's just a matter of if he can save his castle, and he can. Bombard towers have 4 kills already. More Hussars will replace the Hussars that die. More bombard towers will complete. And, like, Dogao's sniping gold units, but his opponent has nearly endless gold. So this doesn't get any better for Dogao. It's a bit confusing, but Bracer actually affects bombard tower range, yes. They don't fire arrows, but it does affect the bombard tower range. So it can be 8+5 range. It's 8+4 because of no Bracer. So if you're making bombard towers, definitely get all those other upgrades. Dogao is sending halbs even from this corner back here in a panic. But I think Uzzi's broken him. Look at the KD. Dogao can spam trash units forever, but he just loses units so quickly that eventually, if Uzzi can continue this push, all the production's pushed, all the eco's gone. Looks like last stand time for Dogao. Uzzi's repairing the trebs, though, which is a really good call. The bombard cannon back there, I believe he sees. Yeah, he's focusing on it with his own bombard cannon, and he gets it. And then he backs up with the other bombard cannons perfectly, too. Guys, he's made a lot of cannons in this game. These 8 cannons have 88 kills. There will be legends written about these 8 cannons in the history books. And honestly, probably the Janissaries as well, with the 100 kills themselves. GG. Dogao, who won 2nd place, will need to fight on for another victory and hope that Margugu or Kingston doesn't get more wins in the next series. Nice performance there from Uzzi. I think that game is a perfect example of exactly who Uzzi is as a player and his caliber. Like, honestly, the whole way through. the risks he took with the villagers, like some of the struggles in the Dark Age, but then his position in Castle Age and how strong it was, while simultaneously being a bit late to some techs and having some really big problems finishing Dogao. Dogao was able to make it difficult, but in the end, the core of the strategy wins the game, and Uzzi just held the stone and the gold there and played patiently with the bombard cannons. Dogao had more wood and food, but he just hit a wall there. He wasn't really able to do too much with the wood and food at a certain point, and 10k extra gold collected is pretty damn good. 2-0 KD is also pretty damn good. And yeah, we'll move into game number 3. Well played to Uzzi. Okay, before we get into game number 3, so live standings at the moment look like this. Dogao 68% for second place, 31% for third. Basically, if Margugu were to win, as is, let's say Dogao loses the next game, and Margugu passes him, Margugu would take second place. Still chances for Kingston as well to get playoff position. But if Dogao won second place in the group, he wants to win this next game to have very strong chances. Not quite as intense as what we had in the final games the other day, but still important. What do you guys think? If you just had to, pick players, right? Pick a top 24. Would you put Dogao in there? Would he be platinum for you? That's obviously not how it works. We don't just pick people. They have to earn their standing. But I think he'd be in my top 24. I don't know where exactly he'd be. Some of chat saying no. I don't know. Go down the list. He's in the I would say he's in the top 24. So that would, at least for me, mean that he's platinum quality. But he's got to actually prove that and earn that here. So that's why the playoff position is so important, especially because if you fall in the third place and go playoffs, you have a harder matchup in theory. Dogao comes forward with the scout, looking for the lame, just misses the boar. And Uzzi is going to go forward to try and take the boars as well. And Dogao can't see his forward boar. But I don't know if Uzzi's actually looking for that or what. If Uzzi wants this boar, Dogao could take it. It's a bit in the back of the player's base. Usually players are not going to take those. But he seems to be waiting right now. Brings in his boar at home. Brings it in very early as well. He probably would have brought in the forward one if he knew it was there. I think he's expecting Uzzi to be around for that, and then Uzzi doesn't show up, and now he leaves. Or, sorry, the boar leaves. Dogao's going to steal it. So, nice show of patience there. I wonder, did Uzzi know that was there? Hold up. That's kind of a big deal, right? Was it? Oh my God. Bro, that's so unlucky. Well, he'll actually see it now. If he looks over here, he'll actually see the boar is leaving. But Dogao will get the steal. Meanwhile, Uzzi found the very forward boar, which is probably the one to be more paranoid about. And I think he saw it. I think he saw it. Because he stopped pushing in the deer. And here he comes with the scout. So the problem with stealing from the back of your opponent's base is they have a lot more time to react. But Dogao's halfway there. And Uzzi would have to get the block here. Let's see what happens with the chickens, because the chickens can block a little bit. Also, chickens are Gaia, which share boar vision. So that Gaia vision, you basically would never going to lose that boar in the middle. But if at any point now Dogao leaves Gaia vision, which would only be that boar, then he would end up losing this. He's weaving back and forth. His TC's close. Nice blocking there from Uzzi. He'll block again. Dogao's expecting it. More blocking. Dogao stands in the perfect spot. Wait. Wait a second. Did you see what I saw, chat? I have to rewatch that. Okay, boar goes under. I swear, though. I swear that the boar should have stopped chasing. I swear. You know, there's patches all the time. Yeah. Right there. Right there. That's it. That's the exact frame. So that, to me, based on what I understand, that boar should have stopped and Uzzi could have saved the boar, and the boar should be on the way back. I don't know. Maybe we don't realize that like the whole scout has to be out of frame or something like that. But anywho, Dogao, the boar ends up continuing. Dogao gets the lame, and Uzzi no longer has the boar. The boar saw the house. Yeah, but the house didn't attack him. You're not angry at the whole village. You're just angry at the scout that attacked the boar. So, unfortunate for Uzzi. Oh, God, and Uzzi gets housed as well. So he worked so hard to get the block. He forgets the house. He gets loom. Getting lamed on this map is so brutal because you can't just recover and push in 4 deer, right? So there are some available deer to push in the middle, but now he's pretty committed onto the front of his base. I haven't seen that before. It shouldn't matter what the boar is doing in terms of its attack animation. It should just straight up stop if it doesn't see the enemy scout. T90, someone said it was attacked by a Vil. It was attacked by a Vil after, though, right? I can watch later, but I think it was attacked by a Vil after that. No, wait, Dogao lost a villager, though. So Dogao was so busy, he actually lost a villager to this boar. So the boar giveth and the boar taketh away. It shows how much micro they had there. Dogao's scout is also very weak, which influences any attacks. And he will lose these 2 sheep. Yeah, Tachi, I heard about that announcement. Honestly, I don't know how it would look because the way chat shows on both platforms is very different, but Twitch just changed the rules recently, so if you're multi-streaming, you can have the chat from both show into the chat. I'm super on board with integrating chats as long as there's a way I can make it all look similar and look good. But this was just announced the day before, I think. Or maybe 2 days ago, so I've had no real time to be able to test that. Dogao found his sheep. Obviously, he had 3 boars, so he should have plenty of food. And he has the sheep. And then Uzzi has just pushed in one of the deer there. Uzzi's on the way up. This is manageable. He's out of the Dark Age farm. Luckily for him, he's Khmer, so he doesn't need the barracks. If you needed to go barracks and stable right now, that would mean you can't farm to recover, which kind of hurts. So having Khmer does kind of save him here. And oh, this would be such a good find. Oh, wait, no, I think he saw it. Caught a glimpse. I think he knows that Dogao is over there and he really wants to snipe that scout. But how long do you really want to chase into the darkness like that? I think Dogao also knows that he's there. And Dogao can see the deer moving. And so now Dogao oh, Dogao's going to also take the deer. Okay. He debates against it. I think Dogao might be a little bit surprised by the uptime. He might actually trick himself. He might think, I'm 19 pop, so I have a 19 pop uptime. But Dogao, you're only 19 pop because you lost a build. This is a 20 pop uptime. That's funny. That's funny. I could be wrong, but I think there's some logic to it. He thinks I stole his boar. I'm 19 pop. He can never go 19 pop, but he's only 19 pop because he lost the Vil. So now his scout's dead. I think you know your opponent will be going scouts. And ooh, this is the first time I've seen this build in a really long time. And this will now be archers and scouts from Uzzi. So you lose the boar. You're now going archer scout at the same time. This is tough to do. It's really bad for your economy, essentially. But I'm wondering what happens here from Dogao, because he just sees the range. Does he also see the stable? He should back away with the spearman because the town center's there. And Dogao's looking... Oh, and he sees both now. Okay, so if you see this, guys, you just simply sit at home with your scouts. Your opponent cannot make spearmen with their archers. And just inherently by adding the range and also putting villagers on gold, it hurts the production of the scouts. So there's really no real reason for Dogao to be too terrified here now that he has this knowledge. I think you just chill. I would expect Uzzi to struggle producing as many scouts as Dogao. And you're just hoping that Dogao can make enough scouts to beat both of them. There's a reason you don't see this very frequently, especially when you lose a boar. But, I mean, Uzzi's the underdog, so there's some reasoning for taking these risks. His first 2 scouts are here, both players micro, but Dogao gets the kill. And Dogao, so far so good. He's adding the pastures as the Khitans. The walls on the left side is still pretty open over here. But yes, he knows that his opponent will be on golds. He knows his opponent will have archers coming more than the scouts. What's up, Tuckerism? Thank you for the prime. Thank you, Bolts. Thank you, One Time Pad. Thank you, Flair, for the prime, too. Sorry, missed it. Feeling for Uzzi right now because of that Boar situation. It definitely feels like, if not a bug, some investigation needs to be happening as to why that happens. Because it's normally very instant, but he's recovered nicely from it. We have a first-time chatter that is advertising their TikTok. Buddy, you picked the wrong community to advertise TikTok to. I mean, I do have a TikTok, but if you're gonna... Come on, dude. If you do some research before you try and promote yourself, just showing up randomly. Welcome, I guess. I guess he's been banned now. It's probably a bot. Range from Dogao. He knows the archers will probably be following up. The idle TC for Uzzi is all because he's tried to go scouts and archers. That's expected. But he has fletching now. Dogao didn't see fletching, so you can tell why this can work. Because the pressure hits very quickly. Uzzi's a big army numbers player, at least on the open maps. Economy's looking solid. Dogao's still holding, though. Dogao just being patient. Will mass a couple skirms behind, which his Civ can do 15% faster. And in the end, I think Dogao is okay here. But he's been now down 2 villagers. Lost the one to the Boar and now lost one to the opponent. And just keep looking back at Uzzi's eco. Of course, he's not walled, right? So if there's ever a counterattack, he could have problems. But his eco's looking really smooth. Looking really smooth. Safi, thanks for the 5 months. But yeah, I think I will try and integrate YouTube and Twitch chat under the same screen, assuming I can get it to look good. And props to Twitch for making the change there. I always thought it was a stupid rule, anyways. The rule to me felt like Twitch didn't want other people to know there were options, right? This is like, please, like, you have to prioritize us. But I think Twitch was also realizing, like, a decision like that just makes people think more negatively on Twitch, you know? So whoever decided to pull that one back probably made the right call. But it's just different, though, because, like, the way emotes work and sub-badges and everything work, I don't know. There's probably going to be people coming up with programs that make it look good. But YouTube has that to look forward to. Potentially, once we work that out. Dogao's counterattacks here. Villagers are now inside the house. This is the problem. Dogao's defended, and Dogao now can counter, and Dogao just still sitting at home behind the walls, has the skirms against the archers. Uzzi will lose these vills if he doesn't get home fast. And this is smart. He fights back with the vills, and then whoop, right back inside. Gives himself an extra second, kills the scout, whoop, right back inside. Nice. And is on the way to Castlades. That's nice defense. Well played. So I think these villagers probably need to leave once they finish that berry bush. And now he's on the way up. Definitely a state of the game where you can't move out anymore. You probably just need to defend. Dogao's got forging on these scouts, and you can't even make spearmen because you skipped the barracks. So, but that's not awful. Might feel bad to lose the scouts, but you killed two scouts as well. The problem is going to be without scouts, you can't necessarily deal with skirms. Hepu says, coming from StarCraft, why don't AoE2 players snipe rallying units? Seems like Dogao could have been able to kill those 4 archers walking all alone. I would have to go back. If you remind me, we can talk about it. People will consistently try and snipe reinforcements, if that's what you mean. But Dogao didn't really have a healthy scout number or upgrades to deal with archers for a bit there. So what you're describing does happen, but I never saw a situation where I thought Dogao had the HP. He had very weak scouts, and he had no upgrades then. But now he's got the upgrades, and this is the perfect time for him to force the fight, because upgrades are about to be in for Uzzi. Uzzi feels forced to save the wood line. I think just back up, though, Uzzi. Just take your time. Save the villagers. You can move there. And now you can go for crossbow, and suddenly Dogao's position could look very weak here. Now, YouTube chat, I see you. I have YouTube chat up. I see you. Not sure I missed anything there. Except you guys saying that I don't see you when I see you. Scouts will trade against the skirms, which is awesome. It's exactly what you want. I just think Uzzi's eco is a bit out of balance here. You never want 17 on golds. You really want to have like... So really the ratios is about 4 on gold per archer range. It's okay to go to 9 or 10 or something that's not... It's not an exact science. But 13 is not what you want. He's pulling vills from there over to farms in the woodline. But he really just needs a TC on this woodline and he can balance it all out perfectly. Now Dogao can mass the skirms up again, no problem. Losing that was not ideal, but he can always mass more. He's dropped the tower. And he also sends the scouts into the gold, which is exposed, and snipes the villager. Nice find. Annoying for Uzzi to deal with that. Dogao's still 60 seconds away from Castle Age. His eco has been flowing so steadily, though. And as long as he stays protected, as long as he just moves away from the wood lines, dances her a little bit, I think he can still snag a lead skirm and deal with these crossbows. The stonewall was super clutch from Dogao. He's moved his villagers to the last possible second multiple times here. Usually moving off of your wood lines like this is also really bad. It's inefficient, but he has the market, so I think he can just sell food, buy wood, and probably get to a lead skirm. Still worried about Uzzi. I feel like Uzzi's whole playstyle has been kill quickly. The balance is still kind of brutal. But props to him, man. I mean, I think I'm more so worried about him just because I know he's the underdog. But he has really played well the last 2 games. He sees both the wood lines are idled right now. He sees it'll be elite skirm. But yeah, in about 45 seconds, Uzzi can no longer deny these wood lines easily. Yeah, Nilla Wafers, we might actually see it in the next series. Wouldn't surprise me. Uzzi, an army here. Uzzi, some army here. Uzzi, some army here. But yeah, now there's skirms on each wood line. Now Dogao can go back to the wood line. Dogao still with a villager lead. And finally, this is what I was waiting for. Uzzi can take another wood line and also protect his eco there too, which will be really important soon. Surely Uzzi is the underdog because Dogao is the big dog. Is that what Dogao stands for again? Yeah, that's a good joke. I like that. Dogao, he just needs to get his boom going at this point, right? He doesn't have his TCs yet, but he's got such a strong army. And what you now your problem in Uzzi's position is you've added knights, but you don't actually have the eco to make more than 4 knights. So if these 4 knights don't get value, you have big problems. And Dogao should know that. Dogao realizes he shouldn't overextend. He already has some camels waiting for this moment. So, looks kind of brutal, but I think he can fall back. And I think with the camels there, the skirms can come right back home. And that's good because the cav archers have run through. Does Dogao notice that? I'm assuming he saw that, but he didn't pull the villagers yet. Okay, he knew. Just pulled a little late. Skirms are there, and now the cav archers get forced away again. And now Dogao drops the second TC. Really nice game here. Really messy game. Like, oh, quick walls from Dogao? It's funny that does nothing because there's no villagers around. One of the rare situations where someone doesn't have villagers next to their town center. But yeah, eco upgrades look really good. 2 town centers for both. The eco's improving for Uzzi, so maybe could produce more knights. It's important he didn't end up losing his knights to the camels. And it's the exact matchup we saw in the Prisma Veleza game yesterday. And in the Prisma Veleza game, the Khitans kind of felt awkward in the late game. If Khmer can play full knight and full cav archer, it could become very strong. And Dogao just moving out here, and Uzzi just keeps surprising him, man. He's so aggressive. Oh, what a crazy find. So frustrating if you're Dogao because you had the army right here, but you didn't want to wait for too long, and oof. Yeah, I mean, well played from Uzzi. And the beauty is there's no ballistics for Dogao either, so the cav archers can also get away. So, regains the villager lead. Does get housed a little bit. But is dropping the 3rd TC in the back, and yeah, just needs to get out of here with his army now. Now Dogao's coming in with ballistics. But The goal for Uzzi here is by the time these skirms ever advance out into the middle of the map, he wants to have knights. Like a big knight eco. He still only has 10 on food, though, so it's not very realistic right now. This is how Uzzi plays. I played against him a bunch. He's very scrappy. He makes lots of armies, and he just keeps sending it. And sometimes he'll just overextend and lose his army, and it looks bad. Like right here, he's using the other army as a setup, so he can come back in here. But Dogao knows now. Dogao's like, bro, I know what you're up to. I'm going to wait. Wait till my town center's completed at least. I think there's an argument that as far as Cav Archer civs go, the Khitans are the better CA civ. And that's not what Veleza ended up opting for in that other game I referenced. Thumb Ring is available. You can also get Heavy Cav Archer and Castle Age as the Khitan. So what you don't get is Bloodline. So your units are just not quite as tanky. I like this a lot, though, because you already have the ranged upgrades. And now you've got food eco set up for 3 town centers, and you don't have to spend any food on skirms because you have a group of skirms. So triple range for Dogao could be very easy to justify. He's just got 2 for now. But he's on stone in the back. Uzzi's on 4 TCs. Uzzi will also be on stone in the back. And here comes Dogao with the raid. But Uzzi, nice damage control. Wow. Who here's watching Uzzi for the first time today and is just like, damn, this guy's all right. He's playing well. For a relegated player, he's playing really solid. I think right now he's at 4 wins, right? And to survive, it would have had to been 6. So unfortunately, in the earlier rounds, it didn't happen. But remember the other people in the group. Jordan's in the group. Margugu's in the group. Kingston's in the group. Ganji's in the group. Literally every player but Uzzi has been in platinum before. And this is the first time he's been in gold. He's playing really sharp. Still think the game can go either way. And I still think Dogao's maybe scaling better with his civilization. It is 3 ranges now. Heavy Cav Archer can be clicked in a second, which means he would have +1 attack and a bit more HP on the CA. But, oh god, he overchopped! He overchopped! Villagers will go down, and Uzzi again finds more raids in Dogao's base. And other players go back, not Uzzi. Uzzi just dives. I like it. You're not going to get this many opportunities against the better player, so you just send it, man. And make Dogao work hard for this win. And if Dogao doesn't get the win, that's really good news for Margugu and potentially Kingston in the next series. Dogao, as is only 1 win ahead of Margugu. Margugu could win 2-1 if Uzzi wins this and go into 2nd place. Well, now you're trapped. And that's why you don't dive. But if you're going to lose your army, losing your army in the back of the opponent's eco is probably ideal. But yeah, now you're going to lose a lot of army, and you'll need some defense prepared. I think a defensive castle, skirmishers could make sense, but yikes. Ugh. Was it worth it? I wish he would have just stayed on the hill and took the fight that way instead of trying to escape, but he probably thought there was a way out. That's worth it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's worth it. He drops ranges now. He'll play in towards skirms. It probably wasn't worth it. But whatever. You can't sit here just wondering if it's worth it against Dogao. You just go for the kills. Castle in the back, which I wasn't expecting, but he does have a lot of his res in the back. I would have preferred the castle here. I feel like the town center already protects this area. But he was worried that castle could get denied. So, I guess it's understandable. The issue is, he needs a lot of skirms to deal with this many CA. And now, for the first time in a long time... Well, I was about to say Dogao is going to have full map control, but he does get raided here. But pretty much full map control for Dogao. Uzzi into the houses, using the Khmer bonus again. We'll lose some vills, though. Skirms will chase this down. But if Uzzi gets full armor on the skirms, this is still fine. Heavy CA will do more damage against these skirms than other civs would. At least in Castle Age, because it's the only civ that gets heavy CA in Castle Age. So you're right now doing 9 damage against only 4 pierce armor. So you definitely need the armor in. Oh god, there's a hole. But Dogao is to make the same decision that Uzzi just made. Do you dive or do you leave? And he will leave. Yeah, definitely a difference. He doesn't want his army to be... he doesn't want to lose the army control. And a lot of these fights have been taken before the armor upgrade came in. And even still, I feel like the CA will do a pretty good job. Dogao backs off. Dogao also cleared up the raiding army. Dogao also got a relic. He has another army moving this way, which could deny that relic. And lack of mobility for Uzzi is going to be a real issue. His units are all going to be super slow now, just running back and forth with skirms. Captain Trips says, being a noob to AoE2, it seems that melee units aren't used a lot. Kind of like cav archers and skirms and other mounted units with siege is all we see. It's map dependent. In the games that we've seen today, we've seen a lot of ranged units, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, basically the strong things in AoE2, speed and range. If you can really use them perfectly, you tend to see them be very strong. But, viewers, let's give some perspective. So, for, you know, some regular ELO, regular Joes out there watching, be honest. What happens when you make ranged units? It's heavy micro. It's very easy to overextend with ranged units, and you just get splatted, and it looks bad. So, yeah, you're definitely right. At the high level, you tend to see the ranged units just because players have more skill. Melee units tend to be much better at mid to low rank, so it depends. Thank you for your honesty, chat. I mean, Dogao will be faster to the Imperial Age. Dogao will have multiple relics. Dogao has the mobility right now, which means he can just move away from the skirms if it's a bad engagement. Dogao's got a perfect position right now. I think in the back of Dogao's mind, he should also recognize that this is not a game that he can allow to go very late. The Khmer are definitely the more dangerous civilization with the fully upgraded Hussars, the full armor. I don't know, just lacking bloodlines, eventually you hit a bit of a wall with the Khitans, but that's why you go Imp faster. And Dogao will get the Imp upgrades here in a second. He's got double Blacksmith, I think, to get the upgrades. As skirmishers get found in the middle, he's a little out of place there, but he does find units in the back as well. A beautiful find from Dogao. Uzzi's never expecting units to be there. T90, that's why I just spam Goth Champions and Huskarls. I never need to micro with them. Yeah, it's a genuine thing. Like, there's logic to it. I coach my uncle who's, well, formerly 0 elo. And I just always give him units that just get good value for what they are. In my uncle's case, he's a noob, so he has an issue producing lots of units. So I tell him to make the units that are super tanky, right? Like the Vietnamese elephants. Because I know he might only make like 50 units. I want him to be the strongest units possible. So there's logics to all levels. Dogao, though, he's just raiding both sides right now. He's pressuring over here with the CA, pressuring over here with the CA. Uzzi just has nowhere to go, and if he does move forward, he's just going to run directly into castles. Just perfect from Dogao. Ultimately, Dogao wants to push the middle of the map, but to open up opportunity in the middle, which he can see with the outpost, by the way, he's just still pressuring the sides. He didn't actually have Bracer this whole time, and these Cav Archers have been that strong. Okay, but finally, I think the skirm upgrades are coming in. And Uzzi hopefully can re-wall this. It was unfortunate this gate got taken down. These Cav Archers will go down. These Cav Archers, oh my god, they're still here. Oh my god. So annoying if you're Uzzi. But finally he's going to clear them. And he goes for a Elite Ballista Elephant. Wow. But honestly, if there was a unit that you could go full boom into that just cannot be stopped by a lot of civs, it would be the Elite Ballista Elephant. But you need to be full walled because you don't want to be raided to death. So there's a gap there that needs to be walled. I'm pretty sure there's a couple gaps in there. He does have a lot of golds, even without the relics, so Dogao is just going to raid him to death. I think if you were to ask Dogao would think he would never lose this game. Let's see, though. You know what Dogao should do? He should treb the trees. Don't treb the wall, because then your opponent gets a heads up. Treb the trees. I don't think Dogao will ever do that. I think he's just going to treb the wall. Let's see, though. He's getting to the top of the hill with the hussars. Oh my goodness, lady. Oh my, what have you done? What have you done? Your friends and family are dead now. You wanted to inspect the underside of the gate? What? Have you never seen that mechanism before? Oh my god, now the hussars are in. Treason. If she wasn't already dead, they should hang her. Oh, that's so annoying for Uzzi, man. What was she doing? The gate is held open. Everybody just runs in now, too. Oh, the Treb even rolls in. Oh, my God. How much did they pay her? They probably promised her, like, lots of money for that, and then they just killed her. The hussars were instructed to meet her at the gate and then kill her before they had to pay the ransom or whatever. It's over now, guys. That's game ending. I think he would have had time to make ballistas otherwise. But there's just so much damage now. Oh, my God. And now that the hole that was here before wasn't walled because he didn't realize. All right. Her sisters and her brothers who are left to defend the people, they fight back. And they do have support of the elephants. They will take the trebs down. But there's still a lot of eco-harassment happening. Dogao will have a treb on this side. Make a move for this castle. Dogao can just stream in hussars nonstop. What Dogao can't do is actually kill the elephants. The elephants are unkillable right now. At least with the numbers he's fighting with. But being up 50 vills makes it possible to throw away a couple units and still be fine. I always talk about not trickle trebbing, but some players really have an issue with that. Dogao went in with 2 trebs. Why not wait for more? I don't understand. Little sloppy. They'll lose that. Okay. Castle goes down, and he also loses the treb. Unfortunately, elephants are very slow. If you need the elephants over there, it's going to take a long time. And Dogao just has 2 more trebs. He could just replace this with more hussars, more cav archers. And Uzzi... Okay, we'll have to wait here. Replace this with his own castle. I still think Uzzi has really big problems in this game, even without the trader villager in the gate. But she just sealed their fate, dude. That was horrible. Because he would have had time to react. And he would have had a bit more time to build up some military. He had to react right away. All hands on deck. And, well, castle goes down on this side. Dogao's building a castle over on this side. And Uzzi has a treb there, which is the right play. But unfortunately, there's no protecting that treb because the hussars are here. So that'll be a dead trebuchet. And Dogao, he placed his castle full well knowing he's got the position. And he's actually going for heavy rocket cart too. Yeah, if you're going to counter the ballistas, you probably need some big siege shots. So it's not something you typically see on Valley because it's more of a mobility map. But there's a time and a place for everything, and I think going for the heavy rocket carts is a good idea. But, I mean, the logic is, eventually, all Uzzi's going to have is elephants. He will have no castles, he will have no vills. And when your economy's twice as good, you can have units that are twice as bad, and that's essentially what Dogao's accepting right now. I think he's still, even though he's losing a lot of units here, he's still getting good value. Also, they're not fully upgraded. Double crossbows never in. It's just too expensive. And I think Uzzi's run in gold will end with a loss. But I thought he had a really good game after the unfortunate situation with the lane. Solid game. And I think he'll be dangerous in silver. Uzzi might be one of those players that makes it back to golds from silver and then goes back down and then goes back up and then goes back down. He's mid-tier, high-level silver player, which is where he'll go now. But really tough to compete in a group that has so many former platinum players. Dogao gets the win. Fun series. But man, I can't believe that. I mean, I'm happy for the content because we got to see the trader villager there. But that villager was just horrible. Like, can we go back to that situation real quick? Like, right now, he just needs a little bit more time. He's getting the castle over here for the stone and the gold. He literally, he has another 30 seconds to react to this. Everything's fine. But for whatever reason... Wait! Oh my god! I know what did that. Okay, so that's another villager that stood in the gate. I'm going to tell you what it was. Check this out. So earlier, this gate got denied. And I'm pretty sure he set a rally point from his town center onto the gate to go, like, finish it. And then when the gate eventually... Okay, right here. So that villager, he sets the rally point at the very least to build the next gate. And then builds the gate. But the rally point from the TC is still there. See, there's another Vil. And so... Bro, how many times could Dogao have gone through? It was like this rotating cycle of opening the gate. So new villagers go there, and then idle villagers go somewhere else. That's like 6 times. Let's watch that again. It's a whole town of traders. Okay, gates open. 1 person opens it for the enemy. 2 opens it for the enemy. 3 opens it for the enemy. And then 4 opens it for the enemy. And then that one is the one that gets blamed. Everybody blames that one. But really, it was the whole town. Oh my god. And then the army comes through. And then Dogao keeps the gate open with the hussar. And then everybody else can run in. That's funny. Oh man, this is why we must investigate these things, guys. And this is also why AoE will never die. Find me a game that has details with random crap like this that can happen. It just... Maybe it exists, but I refuse to believe it. That's so funny.